Hey Chickadees! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be going over the books I read in November. The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden is about a woman named Sydney who's grown tired of the New York dating scene, until she meets her seemingly perfect guy Tom, a handsome doctor she bumped into after yet another terrible date. However, tensions and suspicions start to rise when news of a serial dater killer gets spread after her friend is brutally murdered, causing her to question if who she's dating is as perfect as he seems. This book reads like an easy popcorn mystery thriller, in the way that side characters are kind of tropey, and the main character is actively choosing to blissfully ignore the red flags waving all around her. That's not really what irritated me about this book. Honestly, I was down for the ride if the title and the summary of the book didn't lie to me. I'm going into spoiler territory, so mute or skip until you see the spoiler sign on the screen go away. Okay, so first of all, Tom is a really bad liar. Whenever Sydney catches him in a blatant lie, he can't seem to keep his story straight, and when he's finally backed into a corner, he just either tries to gaslight or comes up with some stupid excuses that make no sense. Okay, so there was like this scene where he asked for the location of a restaurant he wants to take his mom to, and then she sends the location of it via text on his phone, which is sitting right in between them, by the way, and it doesn't go off. So when she asked him why he didn't receive the message, he just said he did, even though the phone was sitting right in between them and the screen didn't light up or anything. After going round in circles, he literally says, "Okay, I lied. This is actually my work phone. My personal phone is back at home, so I'll just check it when I get back." And yet she still proceeds to not only continue going out with him, but later going that same day to his apartment and having dinner and sex with him. It's like, girl, get the fuck out! What are you doing? The ending just royally pissed me off. Even though the puzzle pieces were connecting to the boyfriend being Randy or Tom's old best friend Slug being the killer, the book just did a complete 180 and said, no, Gretchen, aka Daisy, was the killer all along. Why? Because she was jealous of Tom going out with these other girls. I love you, Tom, and I know you love me too. You're the only man that I've ever loved or will ever love. We are so much alike. Don't say no. You love me. You'll never be happy without me. You and I are meant to be together, and you know it. And all this time, Tom is just sitting there like a wet blanket and eventually agrees to leave with her as long as she doesn't kill Sydney. Going back through the entire book, there were no signs or hints that Daisy was the one who killed all these people. It's truly just a plot twist for the sake of a plot twist. I rated this a generous 2.5 out of 5 stars, just for being an easy thriller to read while I was sick. After that nonsense, I felt like a light read, so I picked up The Baker and the Bard by Fern Hott. This graphic novel is about friends Juniper and Hadley going on a fetch quest to get magical mushrooms for a client's pastry order. On the way, they befriend a fae named Thistle and relocate her and her giant caterpillar friends to a thriving new home. I don't really have much to say about this, as it was quite short, but the art style was very soft and storybook-like. 3 out of 5 stars. Then I jumped straight into a romance book as a palate cleanser to The Boyfriend. My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. This book is about Cassie Greenberg, a struggling artist who moves into an apartment with suspiciously low rent, only for her roommate to be, you guessed it, a vampire, Frederick, who needs Cassie's assistance in trying to blend into modern society. I don't know if it was my sick Delulu brain making this book more enjoyable than it was, but I had a good time reading it. While the hijinks were a lot more tame and the story took a bit of a serious tone near the end, I liked reading about Frederick's journey to fit in, whether that's discovering how to dress more casually or just figuring out how to order coffee. And while the romance was kind of standard, they were kind of cute together, and I'd pick up the sequel if I wanted to read another quick and easy romance. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Lastly, I read The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind. Taking place in an alternate New York City, where monsters and humans live together under a fragile treaty. Kierce, an experienced thief, gets caught breaking into a monster's home, Graves. Instead of killing her, he offers Kierce a job to steal a magical artifact in exchange of helping her hone a power deep within her. This next bit is a little spoiler, so feel free to skip it till you see the red go away. Honestly, by the time they got to the part about the Holly and Oak King being real, I was kind of losing interest in the plot, so that information got kind of lost in the sauce for me. The romance also felt a bit rushed. Luckily though, it didn't turn into a full-on smut afterwards and takes more of a backseat to the wider story. And the ending made me kind of frustrated because, once again, the third act breakup is just an advertisement for the second book. Which I guess I'll give it a free pass this time, since there was no way this book was going to wrap up in a neat little bow with the amount of lore they sprinkled throughout the book. Overall, I give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care, chickadees.